Didi knows best. One more week here. Yes. I'm so glad when it's Monday and I'm here with you. I just love it. And today we're going to speak about personal branding because some of you have told me that it's important for you to speak about personal branding. Personal branding is a very broad area. So obviously today I could not cover everything in one video because I don't want to put you to sleep. My idea is that these videos are as much dynamic as possible and that you get the information right away and that you have some time to just manage what you hear. But if I just give you so much, it's not going to be good. So we're going to speak a little bit, and then if I think that I need something to cover, I will go with personal branding too. Okay? How about that? And also, I want to speak about corporate branding because I know that for some of you, as an entrepreneur, that is important. So I will also be speaking about corporate branding and just see how the world is evolving in branding. The first thing we need to understand is that we all have a personal brand. Personal branding is not something that is a trend and it's something that is going to go away. As a matter of fact, personal branding has always been there. The human beings always had a personal brand because if you're a person that is breathing in this world, you have a personal brand. Now, the thing is that now we started to speak more about personal branding because of the social media, and we have a tendency to think that before social media or before internet there was no personal branding, but it has been always there. So it's important that we understand that. Another thing is important is in the 90s, the most important thing was what can you do and your resume. Everyone was concentrated in your titles, in how much you studied, which college you went, and all of that. And that was kind of connected with your brand because we really look at the resumes and we want to know, oh, what this person studied. So sometimes you get the brands of the places that you study and things like that. But then we went to the area of expertise, and then it was when the MBAs came forward and everyone wanted to be an expert in something. But now it's about how do you do it? What makes you unique? And this is really what it comes to personal branding in the way that we understand it right now. And it is fascinating because to build that brand, it's something that is nice. If you're watching this video and you are interested in the area of personal branding, probably it's because you want to go through a reinvention. Probably you want to improve something. You want to increase the level of people who follows you. You want to expand your business, or you are thinking about to start a business. Oh, but definitely you want to find a great job and you need to know how could you make your background more appealing, right? So this could be the reason why you are interested in this. And it is important to understand that in order to have a personal brand, you need to really understand what is your mission and what is your vision. Mission, why do you get up in the morning? Yes? Why is the reason that you got up this morning? I asked the question again. So you need to understand why I'm getting up in the morning because that is your mission. Sometimes you only go to work because you must go to work. But if you really jump out of the bed with a purpose, if you really know what is your mission, it's a completely different story. And your brand has to be built around why I get up off the bed. The second thing is my vision. And when it comes to vision, means the whole picture. The question is here, what do I want to achieve? Because I have to start today to walk, to be that person that I want to be, and to have that achievements that I want to have. And in order to do that, I have to start today. Today is the day that I start to build that. And that's how we create our brand. Our brand is an ongoing process. And when you start to building your brand, you have to really know why you want the brand, what is the reason, and at the same time, you need to know where are you going, right? This is important. Then it's important, the second point is, please, have that inner voice that is really a bitchy voice, to just shut up. Yeah, just put it in silence, put it in silence mode, like your phones. What do I mean with that? We all have this little voice that is like a little monster that is really telling you cannot do this, you're not good enough, you're gonna be a failure. All of this, it's important that to understand that this voice lives in all of us. None of us are without this voice, and this voice serves a purpose. It's not that this voice is there because of no reason. Everything in nature, everything in this universe have a reason to be. The thing is that our job is to become the observant and understand why this voice is there and what the voice is trying to tell me. Once I'm doing that, I could make this voice lower and lower until it gets in silence and let me work. Because it is important. If that voice was not there, probably I will create chaos in my life. So important thing is that we understand what is the purpose of the voice, put it to sleep sometimes, and just use the voice that really matters, which is the voice of your heart. That is the voice of the soul. And there it goes. The other voice, that little monster, bitchy monster, lives here in your mind. And, it does her job, but you don't need it so much. So in this case, it is important that we amplify the voice of our soul, and that we lower that voice. And if you put it in silence, even better. And to do that, you really need to understand that that voice is there and what that voice is saying to you. And understand that this voice sometimes is not saying the truth. It's just looking things from a perspective of fear. Sometimes based in society, based in the family that you've been growing up, how your parents treated you, the world treated you, your teachers. It has many reasons, right? But the point is here that now we want to achieve something. We want to achieve a personal brand that it's according to what person you want to become. And in this case, it's important that we use the tools that we need to use. Another thing is learn to listen. And that means understand your audience. All of us, we have an audience. When you don't need to be an influencer to have a personal brand. What do you think? You live in a family and you have a personal brand in the family, right? You go to work and also you have an audience. We all have an audience at all the time. So listen to them. Listen to them doesn't mean that I'm gonna be constrained by other people's opinions and I'm not gonna move and I'm gonna take everything that people give me like reality. What I mean is that it's important to just listen to what the audience expect from you and want, because you will understand better what kind of products you need to create, how you could provide better service to people. So it is important also that if you just in the social media like an influencer, you understand that your audience also, they need your interaction with you and you need to listen to them. And sometimes you could just change a little bit the gears and go to different directions based on that. Most of you ask me that you want me to speak about personal branding. So here I am. I listen to you because I think that your opinion is important to me. And if I could do it, I will do it. It might happen that you ask me to speak about something that I have no idea. And in this case, I won't because I don't know. And I will recommend you to speak with someone else about that, or you listen to someone else about that. But if it's something that I know, I'm super happy to just give it to you from my perspective, and you of course have to make your own research. This is only the things that I know based in my experience. Then find your essence. It is very important to find your essence. We all have been in touch with celebrities that we love, and we have looking at them in the TV or in the internet, and then one day, boom, you meet them and you might say, oh, it's much shorter. I didn't expect this person to be like that, or that person has no makeup, and you just jump because you say, oh, I did not expect to see this kind of face, right? These things happen. But just jokes apart, it is important that the person that is out there, it's not completely separate from the person that you are in your physical world. Digital world and physical world has to come to a point that it has to be the same person. And that's what I mean by looking inside of you and bring the essence. Because personal branding is an inside job. It's only part of ourselves. When we really understand ourselves, we're going to become more authentic. If we are very separate and we just playing a role, and then you say to someone, or you portray yourself like someone super nice and cool and funny, and then you have anger issues, you are an ogre, and you just bite people in the neck, and you're too jumpy, or I don't know, mean, a little bit mean in these cases, people is gonna notice, and at the end of the day, it's not gonna be good for your brand. So it's good that you portray yourself the way you are. And of course, all of us, we have the right to be angry one day, and we have the right to not be perfect because we're not perfect. But also this has to be shown in your social media, because that's who we are. We are humans, and we are looking for this kind of humanity and naturality. So be natural, that is good. Also, take care a lot of your digital identity and your presence. The same way that you take care of your physical presence in the physical world, which is as important, also it is important that you really invest in your image. And what I mean by that is have good pictures. Meaning that you need to make sure that these pictures are visible and nice to see, because right now we live in a very visual world. And in this case, it's important that when you take pictures, even if you take them, you don't have to hire the best photographer in the world to have great pictures. But the thing is that these pictures should be with good light, and it has to be a picture that you really could see and that you see yourself in a nice manner. And that doesn't mean that it's not natural. I am all for natural pictures. And as far as my vanity allows me to, I try to be as natural as possible. But the thing is that it's not good that you not have good pictures. Just try to be a good photographer, or have friends around you that take nice pictures of you, and you put them. If the picture is not good, you don't see nothing, and it's not a nice setup, and it's not yummy, remember that people is looking out there for people who really take care of the details. Another thing that is important is the content. The content is as important as the image. So what do you say? It is important. No hateful messages, no negative messages, because whatever you put out there is when it's going to come back to you. So I advise that you put a lot of smiles and laughter out there, and the world, that's exactly what it's going to give you. And in this case, give the content that people could really, really enjoy, and it could be inspirational for them, and everything will be fine. And that's it. But it's not it, because we're not done yet. Before I go, I need to tell you that I will see you next week. And I also need to tell you that I love you, that please, if you like this video, please like. I love likes. I love them. And share is great. And subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And that's it. Yeah.